Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Lachlan Cash, and with me is Kevin Horlock. Today, our session is Optimize Your Operations with the use of Microsoft Dynamics Guides and Microsoft Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. So we've got two main topics that we're going to take you through today, which is an overview of the current supply chain management offering, as well as the guides offering. If you're new to Dynamics 365 supply chain management, we provide end-to-end visibility throughout the supply chain, specifically in the areas of product information management, planning, inventory logistics, manufacturing, and asset management. I should say, as we go through the session today, as these are very short sessions, we won't have a lot of time for Q&A. So put your questions in the chat session, and we'll have our moderators answer those as we go through. So in these areas, we have different functionality. For example, product information management covers engineering change management, product lifecycle management, planning that we're going to cover today, some new functionality. Inventory logistics has advanced warehouse management, transportation management. Manufacturing, we cover different modes of manufacturing in terms of discrete, process, and lean, and specifically asset management, in which case you'll see today used with guides. Underlying that, we have IoT intelligence, and that's incorporated, for example, in our manufacturing, and you'll see that covered today as well. Some of the new functionality that we've been working on is enhancing our warehouse management. You'll see deeper integration to directed pick and put away functionality, enhanced quality management functionality, integration to materials handling equipment. So if you use automated conveyor systems, advanced materials handling equipment, those are some of the new functionality you'll find there. We're also been working on improving the ability to get inventory on hand to customers that use third-party services like e-commerce services or third-party applications with our inventory service. This is an in-memory, highly available microservice that you can call and get that inventory on hand. So that's something that we've been working on to scale up to those customers who have heterogeneous environments that they want to share their on-hand inventory. We've been doing a lot of work as well in planning and optimization, the in-memory, meal-time, distribution planning requirements. These are really important for distribution customers that are planning their materials and need to work out where do they position their materials to suit their supply chain, whether you're selling online, whether you're selling through retail stores, or whether you're just a distribution company supplying to retailers. We have those planning capabilities to plan. Let's have a look at a demo of some of these capabilities in action. In this demo, let's have a look at a scenario of buy online, ship to store. Specifically, we'll have a look at taking the sale, integrated fulfillment with the warehouse management, the shop floor control capabilities, through to the warehouse monitoring. For the scenario, we'll have a look at someone buying online and shipping to a store so that they could try something on before they take it home. Here's my e-commerce site, and we can start to shop. In this case, I'm going to look for a coat. We have customers like Columbia Sportswear, Dr. Martens, and other customer examples leveraging this capability to sell their products. I can find my coat. We can investigate the details. I can see the pricing coming from our back-end system. I can find the dimensions, so we can have the variants of our product. In this case, I'll pick a medium jacket. I can see that I can buy online and pick up in store. So I'm going to find my store, which is our Bellevue, Seattle store. So I'm going to pick up here. I can add this to the cart. Now we can see our tax information. We can see where we're going to ship it to so that we can pick it up and try it out. So I can check out. Let's go to warehouse management. Work in the warehouse is generated by Waves. Wave can help us organize the types of orders, products we might need to get organized to pick. Notice my order here ready to release to the warehouse. An example customer using warehouse is 511, the outdoor apparel company. They leverage Wave for picking along with their automated conveyor system to allow picking into pre-labeled boxes generated when the Wave runs. Here I release the order which will run the Wave and create the work. We are researching the use of AI to optimize work creation like cluster picking. As a warehouse manager, I can plan and monitor work through Power BI, which gives me the ability to see how much work we have and plan labor requirements. Reducing pick and put away times is important to an efficient warehouse operations. Using visualizations like heat maps, we can analyze the picking and put away work based on locations to help us organize and adjust work patterns. A customer like CRC that ships automotive products that are flammable, location control is important to the safety and reducing warehouse operation times. As a warehouse worker, I can use the mobile device to perform my work. Customers like Swisslog use robotic material handling equipment. I can locate my outbound menu, find my work, find the order that I need to work on. I can scan the license plate. I can scan the target license plate. We can provide personalized messaging to the warehouse workers. Notice in this case, we have a message about PPE equipment in the light of the current coronavirus situation. Now I can be directed to my put location, which is my packing station, and I can confirm the put. I can log onto our pack station. I can scan the tote. I can see my item, create a new container. I can scan my product into my box. I can close the box, get the system generated, and wait for the shipping label. If I have a look at my order, now I'll see my shipping label attached to my order. In this demo, I've seen a single solution for order management, fulfillment, and delivery. Specific customer benefits are flexible fulfillment options, accurate inventory information, and increased supply chain visibility. Space, we've been working on a lot of updated functionality to help you manage your overall manufacturing cycle. Specifically in connected manufacturing, we're quite proud of the work that we've been doing in terms of integrating the IoT intelligence in the application, specifically for predictive maintenance. If you have a manufacturing shop floor and you're using the IoT hub and you have equipment that are on the floor and you need to get those signals digitally twinned into your ERP so that you can use that for planning, that's the functionality that we've been working on. As well, integrated to guides for hands-free mixed reality-based learning experiences, and you'll see more of that in a moment. For manufacturings, we know that they're heavily asset-based companies, and so using those assets, you need to maintain them. We have updated the asset management functionality, specifically integrated with field service, our fixed assets, and our guides, as you'll see in a moment. For measuring overall equipment effectiveness, we have additional analytics so that you can use that to optimize the measurements of your organization, specifically for performance, maximizing the availability and reducing waste of your equipment. Specifically in planning, we've been doing a lot of work around the in-memory microservice. This is something that we're quite proud on, and the scalability of this. We have customers like Fenwick, for example, who quote that it's like magic going from 5 hours down to about 5 minutes to run. This gives them the ability to do multiple simulations in the course and really easy to deploy them to get up and running with their planning. So the planning gives us the ability to manage our bill of materials and plan our suggested orders. Let's have a look at that in a quick demo. In this video, let's have a look at a demo of production planning for our inventory requirements, specifically looking at the inputs from safety stock and demand forecasting, and then executing the in-memory planning. Planning and optimizations provides a simple onboarding experience through the lifecycle services and demonstrates our SaaS maturity with customers' ability to enable planning and optimization through a simple option. This change is seamless and requires no downtime for the customer. It's like magic is a quote from a customer called Fenwick. With the planning and optimization, our master planning went from 5 to 7 hours to less than 5 minutes, and the onboarding couldn't have gone smoother. There are a lot of parameters that customers can use, for example, intercompany planning to manage their planning. We provide the ability to learn from their data and provide a wizard to allow them to set up and optimize these parameters. In this example, we can determine whether doing manufacturing planning, determine the optimization of the BOM levels, and we can provide suggestions on how to set these parameters based on our past experience with other customers. The planning engine is an in-memory microservice that can run multiple simulations. Let's have a look at some of the input, like a demand forecast. I can use an ML model, for example, example, running a time series forecast to generate my demand forecast. And then I can have a look at that in the adjusted baseline forecast after I've run it. And so I could drill down on the details and compare the historical forecast to the calculated forecast based on the statistical model. And I can have a look at the measurements there. So this is one input. Let's have a look at another input, the safety stock or the item coverage. Here on this particular item, we've got a minimum of 5. If I look at the vendor, we can see where we're going to purchase this from. Let's go and run our planning so we can see the suggested planned orders. I can set a filter in this example, the product that I'm interested in. So our plan is run. Let's go and have a look at the output of our planned orders. You'll see that we have a planned production order here, and this is coming from our demand from our sales order. We'll see that we also have planned purchase orders coming from safety stock and potentially intercompany planning. So planning is helping me make decisions of manufacturing or purchasing depending on our demand signals. If I need to drill into the details, I can go into the explosion or the net requirements and I can see the breakdown of the raw materials that we need to purchase and plan. In this video, we've had a look at the near real-time visibility and planning simulations capability of the new in-memory planning service. If we look at some of the asset management functionality that we've been working on, this fundamentally works on the Power Platform like all of our functionality. The asset management cycle really works from acquire, manage, maintain through to retire of those assets. So we're looking at things like breakdown maintenance, preventative maintenance, predictive maintenance. If we look at those, essentially we're working on the journey when we look at the corrective actions, for example. And again, these are integrated to the IoT intelligence where we might get signals that we can trigger a maintenance request, and those can be worked through in terms of work order, performing the work, and performance monitoring. As well, when we look at preventative maintenance for those machines that have regular routine maintenance, whether it's weekly, monthly, yearly, based on counters, for example, those can also be managed through the asset management so that we can update the counters from IoT, for example, and then we can trigger those preventative actions to go and maintain this equipment so that if you're in distribution or in manufacturing, that equipment's working to the highest possible capabilities that you can be productive. The IoT intelligence is built on the Microsoft Azure stack. Specifically, we have IoT Hub sending us signals and then mapped into the supply chain management with its digital twin, which is a resource, for example. And so this is built on the Azure stack using Azure Databricks. We have notifications coming in, and you'll see some of those when we go through the guides demo in a minute. We have inbuilt analytics with our OEE dashboard, so we can take those signals, we can measure the overall effectiveness of our production, measuring availability, performance, and quality. So with that, that's a little bit of an update of what we've been working in supply chain management. I'm going to hand over to Kevin to take you through what's happening in guides.
Great, thanks, Lachlan. So I just want to kind of recap a little bit around Dynamics 365 Guides. If you could move the slide forward, Lachlan, please. Guides is a mixed reality app that provides step-by-step instructions where the work is in effect happening. And in effect, it's made up of 3 components. The first is the creation of a guide. Anyone on a computer can author a guide. It's pretty easy. It's just comparative really to creating a PowerPoint deck, and it starts the authoring process, and then the assets are placed in the real world utilizing the HoloLens. The second component is, in effect, that employees can then do their work using the guide to complete the task with their heads up and their hands free whilst they're working. And then there's the third element, which is taking that captured data, the telemetry, and presenting it back through Power BI to then drive optimization and integrate with other business processes. And then from an activity perspective, can you move the slide again for me, Lachlan? From an activity and roadmap perspective, the team have been super busy listening and applying new capabilities into the solution. Recently we've expanded the capability to include Power Apps, which is seen in its own holographic tile. This opens up really a huge range of possible uses, such as inventory snapshots or perhaps IoT telemetry relevant to a particular task. And then we've got a guide can be embedded in as a link within a QR code, which is offering broader accessibility. And accessibility is key. Accessibility of guides through the Common Data Service is providing huge potential as the CDS is utilized in effect across the Power Platform and the Dynamics 365 all up. And then for us, there's also the integration with the supply chain management itself, and specifically through asset management as a checklist is a pivotal and in effect new capability. And then soon, the ability to use guides in a more of an offline and spatial trigger perspective is going to be available. In the spatial triggers is where we are hand tracking the triggers to a spatial volumes to progress to the next step, etc. And then really, I just want to kind of take a moment and recap. If you could move me forward a second, Lachlan. Now, between the two of us, we've kind of shared quite a perspective across the landscape, and it all kind of relates back to the digital feedback loop and how it can improve the manufacturing processes, and through how we can approach really the execution, the planning, and keeping the plant and everything efficiently running. I want to dive into another demo now. And in the demo, I want to kind of bring it all together from an end-to-end perspective, from IoT intelligence through to guides. So over to the demo. Let's start to explore some of these new capabilities. Now I'm going to start with an element of IoT intelligence, where I'm focusing in on a simplified wizard approach for connecting particular business processes such as production delays and equipment downtime to IoT telemetry that may be coming from a machine in the shop floor or a particular facility. I can then combine that telemetry with transactional data and start to provide some operational equipment efficiency insights, which in my case I'm delivering back to the user through an embedded Power BI dashboard. And from this dashboard, I can then focus in on a particular plant or a piece of equipment, and it will start to give me an insight back. And in my case, I'm getting a degraded flow rate on my heating system, which means I can go and organize a filter replacement via a work order through our new asset management capability. And before I do that, I want to touch on master planning. Now, master planning has evolved from a traditional batch process that would be left to run overnight, and is now being provided as a planning service in effect that provides near real-time results, which means I can then go and utilize, say, my supply schedule and explore the position of stock I have available. In my case, I'm focusing in on a particular filter just to confirm that I have sufficient inventory on hand. Now, if it was actually a case that I did not have stock of that particular filter, then I'd be getting in touch with my procurement team perhaps, and they would be raising up a new purchase requisition. Now, in my case, this is an area that has also now been extended, because where we've had a range of punch-out external catalogs available for us, we've now got a new one with the Amazon Business Marketplace. And so I can now punch out across to the Amazon Business website, and I can utilize it to go and locate my particular item. In my case, I'm searching via a supplier. I can go through the catalog as we're familiar with, search for an item, add it to my cart, and then once it's in my cart, I can confirm content, and then I can submit it back to our supply chain management solution for approval and inclusion onto my particular requisition. Having confirmed that we have stock on hand, or we could utilize our requisition stock coming inbound, we can go in a moment to create a work order. But before I do, I just want to draw our attention a bit further into IoT intelligence, because IoT intelligence can also be used by a machine operator on a shop floor to monitor a piece of equipment, deal with any issues that may surface, or it could be utilized from the perspective of a supervisor who is monitoring production across the board. And from a notification that perhaps goes to a supervisor, they can explore the details and maybe start rerouting production, replanning production accordingly. But this also could be utilized as a route to create a work order in our new asset management solution. Asset management is a great capability that helps companies be proactive with the maintenance of key equipment, whether it be on a shop floor or in a facility. Individuals can raise up maintenance requests or work orders, either manually or via maybe a Power Automate via IoT intelligence. Now, in my case, I've actually already created a work order because I want to just touch on the new capability around dual writes. Now, dual writes enables us to interact in a near real-time basis with other applications such as Dynamics 365 Field Service. Now, Field Service has a great capability for scheduling technicians through our scheduling board, and we can leverage that schedule board to manage remote engineers very effectively. The scheduling board has a host of filters, so we can also ensure in today's working climate that only local engineers are used. Now, in my case, Darren has been allocated against my work order, and it's been updated into my work order directly via the dual write capability. Now, we actually want to go and join Darren because Darren is actually now going to take us through how to change out the filter via the use of the new Dynamics 365 Guides experience. So, over to you, Darren.
Thank you, Kevin. You know, we're running the smallest crews possible right now, and so I got assigned to do maintenance on a system I've never worked on before. So I was happy to find the guide here at the top of the list. I got into the flow of work right away, locked down the system. Now, the old diagrams we used to take a while to interpret. They might tell you to use the lever on the left side, but depending on what direction I'm facing, you know, is it left or right? With guides, there's no question because every action can spatially show you the exact right move. The instruction card moves with me wherever I'm working. You can see it even come down to my level while I'm crouching. Also working with my hands with gloves on, so it's really awesome that I just need to look at the buttons to activate them. This filter change can actually be a bit dangerous because there's a risk of exposure to hot water and chemicals. So getting the instructions on how to do the procedure safely while also being able to concentrate on my physical actions is really, really valuable. On this next step, I decided to first check the seal with my finger before replacing the housing. This wasn't in the guide, but I know it's an important step to do when working on a fixture like this. You pick this kind of workplace wisdom up when you've worked as a technician for many years. Now that I'm done the procedure, I'm going to add my workplace wisdom to a copy of the guide, so hopefully the other people who do the job with less experience don't miss this trick. The guide's authoring tool makes it easy to add my knowledge and suggests a change to the process. For someone like me who's not very tech savvy, it's very easy to type up the new step on my laptop and add some 3D objects that are included with the app. When I've done that, I use the HoloLens to place all the holograms in space, and I can literally show every person who's going to do this task in the future how to make this check. The HoloLens placement is very intuitive. I could just reach out and grab the assets and grab the little handles and make the adjustments I needed. I'd have to ramp up a lot to do this in a regular 3D modeling program. It's very complicated. Pretty quickly, I've communicated what I need, and then I just apply styles to the objects. I use the point of interest to show the operator where the work is taking place. Then I save a copy. Then I quickly mark the work order complete and make a note to my process engineer to approve the upgrade to the guide. Okay, that's it, Kevin. We're all wrapped up here in the heating room.
Thanks, Darren. Now, we heard Darren close off his work order and also update the guide experience and send it on for approval. Now, everything we've been highlighting from the initial IoT scenario management through to how we are tracking individual items are all helping drive actionable insights across our supply chain management solution. Well, thanks everybody for listening and posting the questions throughout. I hope you found the information that Lachlan and I have shared extremely useful. I would ask you to go to the